Now all the issues and concerns that I heard about MK, I raised internally. Even against all odds, there is an opportunity to raise an issue about wrongdoing. I would speak and clearly speak against the untouchables there. People who take drugs and tweet at night and insult us.
Good afternoon, guys. Good afternoon once again. Welcome to South Africa Lately, a channel that discusses South African trending news. We do, however, grab here and there from international news. When it is trending enough to be brought here, please do understand that I'm not a politician. I do not have deep knowledge in politics. However, I am a South African citizen who is also a voter. And I do believe that my views count when it comes to political affairs of our beautiful country. So this is the question session. This is part 2 of Floyd's press conference, and this is part 1 of the question session, part 2 of the whole conference, but part 1 of the question session. I just feel like the question session has revealed so much that we didn't know of and that Floyd did not talk about at the beginning of the press conference. Now, he came for the ANC, he came for the EFF, he came also for the MK party, the party that he's still a member of, the party that he was SG of. He said the people who are still within ANC, they will tell you that President Cyril Ramaphosa is not a good leader, but they won't tell him so. It is with the EFF, and insinuates that even former President Jacob Zuma is not a good leader of MK, but the people won't tell him face to face. And also there is something that we seriously insinuated there, that because we only know one person that is insulted Floyd Shivambu in the night, and that is Dudu. So for me, he's insinuating that Dudu took drugs before he could insult him. Guys, that is serious. Those are the 4 highlights of this part of the question session. So let me leave you to it. Please do watch. I'm going to see you right at the end with my closing commentary.
Floyd, you know, it would seem that you've already decided to form the party when you are saying you are announcing an interim core. What about your credibility? I mean, you've embarked on this. I remember the famous "what is to be done" question when you said you were consulting South Africans for the formation of the EFF, which today you are trashing. And when you joined MK, you said that was the most solid decision. And when MK announced your demotion at the time and said this man embarked on a trip to Bushiri, you accepted that was a reason, that you had gone there without the knowledge of the party and so on. Why must South Africans still believe you in light of what happened and not think that you are starting this thing because you do not want to serve as an ordinary member in a party? Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Sintebu. I'm with the SAPC. Mr. Shivambu, you're saying that you'll be embarking on a process to form a new political party if the people of South Africa give you that go ahead. Does that mean today you've parted ways with the MK party despite the fact that you're wearing the MKP cap? And secondly, what are you saying to those people who are saying mushrooming of black political parties, in fact, are just meant to divide the black vote? Aren't you seeing yourself as maybe part of those who are duped into forming political parties only to benefit the very same people that you are saying are the white monopoly capital, because those people seem to be getting funding from the very people that you accused as the white monopoly capital? I've got a number of questions, but I think I will stick for two.
Okay, sure.
Thank you very much. My name is Yanda Ngobo from Newsroom Africa. Mr. Shivambu, just to follow up on Deb, what's your current status in the MK party? Have you officially resigned? If so, when did that happen? And you say you're going to be traversing parts of the country and different regions. Where are you getting the money for this? How exactly are you going to be going about it? And then I just want to go back a little bit here. With regards to your Bushiri trip, I mean, you and I sat down 3 weeks ago where you basically said, you know, that the leader of the MK party knew about this trip. Did you ever get a chance to sit down with him one-on-one to discuss this? You've already told us about intelligence reports. What did he say to you with regards to these intelligence reports? Because he seemed very upset during those Youth Day rallies. So maybe take us into your confidence, because it links to the credibility question that's been asked, because you had told me that you would never resign from the MK party. So please take us into your confidence in terms of that decision-making process. Yeah, I'll leave it there for now.
Here from African Times. I actually wanted to ask the same question, that have you officially resigned? Oh, okay. Okay, Namazulu Moyo here from African Times. I actually wanted to ask the same question, that have you officially resigned from the MK party? And also, you're talking about organizing people that are going to be approaching citizens from next week. How long does it take? Why is it so fast? Have you been in this process for a long time already, or what? Thank you.
Buleli Chiti Jones, ENCA. Mr. Shivambu, just 2 questions. How long will this consultative process take? And obviously, when you are going to people, this interim structure has to go under a banner. So what will be the name of this organization or structure that will be presented to the people during this consultative process? Thank you.
No, thank you very much for the questions. I have not resigned from Mkondo Wesizwe, and I will never resign from Mkondo Wesizwe. I'm a member of Mkondo Wesizwe. So the constitution of Mkondo Wesizwe says that members are not allowed to participate in activities and programs of political parties whose aims and objectives are opposed to the objectives of Mkondo Wesizwe. If Mkondo Wesizwe believes that going to listen to the people violates the constitution, it will tell me that listening to the people is a violation of the constitution. I will not resign. I said I will never resign from Mkondo Wesizwe. And I still stick by the decision and the communication that I made, that it was the best decision ever to join Mkondo Wesizwe. And I spoke about it earlier, that how would we replace an opportunity to learn in 6 months what you couldn't learn in 10 years? Like a practical experience which you can never read in any textbook. Like and I knew from the beginning, from day one, that here we're about to start a journey of deep learning and understanding just what are the dynamics of South Africa's politics, not from a textbook point of view, or from social media point of view, because there are political leaders who are guided by social media and think trending on social media makes them relevant. Win all elections in social media, but on the ground they are nothing. So that is basically what we're dealing with. We're not dividing black political parties in table. We are listening to people, and they will tell us if there is a need for a political party. So if majority, and genuinely so, if majority of the people say that there's no need to form a political party, we will humbly listen to that and take advice from that point of view. We have constituted a structure which is going to be listening, and we have had meetings to talk about that, and none of those meetings were secret. We don't do anything secret. It's open. Even tomorrow and Saturday, we're going to have a meeting represented by all leaders from the whole country, Some are members of the ANC, some are members of the EFF, some are members of the MK. And there's nothing wrong with people meeting to say we're going to listen to people. If their parties have got a problem with their members going to listen to people, then it's their own issue. So listening we're going to do. And if our organizations think that listening is a crime, it's wrong, then they will tell us that it's wrong in terms of those issues. Where am I going to get the money to travel? You know, Zianda, for my 6 months as Mkonto is a national organizer and secretary general, I've never used the money of Mkonto Isize to travel from any place to another place. Not once. Even when we travel out of the country. Because I be able to persuade people to contribute for travel. And I purposefully did that. Like I never got to be dependent on Mkonto Isize on anything. And I said that in the meeting, that I didn't come to suck blood of Mkonto Isize's resources. And that is, we will be able to move from point A to B. If we run out of petrol, we will take, if we can't be borrowed money to pour petrol. If there is no petrol, we'll hike. We'll stand on the street and say, this way we're going to Mthatha. And then go and speak to the people. That is what we're going to do. But moving from point A to B, we'll be able to move in terms of how the process is going to happen. So the leadership collective that is going to meet, which is not a secret, is going to determine the program of action, the length and the process of consultation, and then we will be able to deal with these issues. Now, comrades, this thing is simple. Don't do things that you don't believe in. And don't associate with projects that you don't believe in. Never ever sacrifice principle on the altar of political convenience. It doesn't matter what happens. Like, it doesn't matter if that is going to break friendship and people that you have known the rest of your life, brotherhood and all of those things there. If principle is broken, you disassociate from it, and decisively so. But in doing so, sometimes you must be considerate of some of the personal circumstances of some of the people that you're dealing with. So that is basically it, that you must never associate with unprincipled positions. You must always stick to principles as to how you deal with politics. These things of, yeah, I'm just there because I'm there for salary purposes and for income. What do we do? Go to leaders of the ANC on the corners and say, but what is this thing that they're doing? They will tell you that that Ramaphosa is nonsense. That Ramaphosa is misleading us. But they won't tell him. Go to EFF people and they will tell you their own characterization of the leader of the organization and what is happening there. But they don't have the courage to tell him. Same in MK. And we can't have political culture like that. We must be able to, when you raise issues internally sharply, you don't have to go and gossip about it anyway. Now all the issues and concerns that I heard about MK, I raised internally. Even against all odds, if there's an opportunity to raise an issue about wrongdoing, I would speak and clearly speak against the untouchables there. People who take drugs and tweet at night and insult us. And we'll confront them and say, what is this about? And that is basically how we deal with these issues in terms of what happens. We'll never tiptoe around anyone in terms of principles. Always protect principle on how we deal with these issues. Thank you very much.
So, okay, guys, whatever your views are, kindly share them in the comment section. I'm looking forward to reading those. If time allows me, I'm going to comment right back. But if it doesn't, I'm going to really take time and react to your comment to show that I appreciate your participation on my channel. And, okay, guys, what do you think of that? Yo, guys, you know what Floyd said? It's a lot, but I'm still going to come back with part 2 of the question session. Yeah, betuna. Yeah, guys. And I just feel like Floyd is still carrying some resentment against Julius Malema. Yo, Anyway, guys, I'll be seeing you in my next upload.